In this video, we're going to answer the question that no one is asking. Where was this filmed? This video is going to look at some of the flying scene locations in Top Gun Maverick, more specifically the training scenes. Top Gun Maverick was filmed in many locations around the west coast of the United States, to include California, Washington, and Nevada. To quickly summarize some of them, Maverick's Mustang hangar was at the Indian Current Airport in California. You see it at the beginning of the movie, and at the end, when Maverick flies the Mustang with Penny. The Dark Star hangar was at nearby Naval Air Station, China Lake, California. The scene where Maverick buzzes the Admiral was at the departure end of runway 14. On the attack run going feet dry, the bridge they flew over is the Big Creek Bridge in Big Sur, California. The enemy airfield is the Lake Tahoe Airport with some CGI to make it look like a military airfield. And the ramp scenes were filmed on Naval Air Station North Island in Coronado, California. The ingress to the uranium enrichment plant was filmed in the Cascade Mountains in Washington State. They made the pop-up attack up this rising canyon by Chimney Rock. The training scenes in Maverick's Run were filmed around Fallon, Nevada, and this is what we're going to look at in more detail. Many restricted areas and military operating areas make up the Fallon Range Training Complex. The FRTC supports military training from Naval Air Station Fallon, Nevada, the home of Top Gun. There are 4 dedicated bombing ranges in the FRTC inside their respective restricted areas: Bravo 16, Bravo 17, Bravo 19, and Bravo 20. Bravo 20 and R-4813 is a large salt flat to the northeast of Fallon where Maverick was flying just a few feet off the deck. Bravo 17 is a large target complex in the Dixie Valley south of Highway 50 with live and inert impact areas. It has the target with concentric rings that Maverick and his trainees used while training for the mission. You can also see the training target airfield in some other shots like over Hangman's Shoulder and this road with turnaround on Maverick's dive delivery. The area where Maverick and the trainees were doing the practice run on the enemy target is in the Fallon South 5 MOA. It is about 75 miles east of Fallon in the Humboldt-Toby National Forest. A lot of the shots were around the North Toby Peak and Bunker Hill, and more specifically, Birch Creek and Kingston Canyon Road. A lot of the clips are quick shots and fast-paced, so it's impossible to tell exactly where they were filmed, but others give us details to pinpoint their location. And before we look at those, let me go back to the thumbnail of this video. It is a side-by-side comparison of Top Gun Maverick and a video I shot in the F-14 where we both flew over the same spot. I flew over the spot on May 10th, 2001, about 18 years before Maverick flew over the same spot. Because I have video of flying in the area, I was able to compare it to Top Gun Maverick and Google Earth to pinpoint some of the flying scene locations. My pilot on this flight was Lieutenant Charlie Brown, aka Scotty, aka @_a stick monkey. Scotty and I were squadron mates in VF-11, and we were paired together going through the Top Gun course. This flight was actually our last flight going through Top Gun. I will compare some of our flight to Maverick's Run to see who flew it better. Of note, I was using a handheld Sony 8mm digital tape camera with a wide-angle lens. Maverick had a combination of cameras to include the Sony Venice camera. Maverick's cameras were wide-angle but not to the point of being fisheye. Because it was so wide, the video was blurry at the edge of the shots, which really helps to show the speed of the aircraft. My shots don't quite have that because the lens wasn't that wide. Also, the distance from the cameras to our faces was about the same distance, even though my helmet looks larger than Maverick's. Once again, a factor of the wide-angle lenses and superior camera. What is neat about these two shots is that they were both filmed at about the same time of day. I remember my flight was early in the morning, about maybe 8 to 9 a.m. The sun is in my face with low sun angles just like Maverick's shot. We both are casting our aircraft shadow on the ground and in almost the same angle of bank. So let's take a look at where Maverick did this run. I have removed any shots of people during the run, and I have labeled each shot in the top left corner to help keep track of them. The first 3 shots of the run, A, B, and C, are going up Birch Creek or Forest Road 43003 from the Smoky Valley. The red line shows the flight path during those 3 shots. We can take a comparison of shot B in the Google Earth to verify that location. Here you can see this dirt road intersection and the vegetation pattern just past it. Shot C looks backwards, and you can pick up this V intersection over Maverick's right shoulder. As shot C continues, Maverick makes a hard left turn, and you can pick out this white thing over his left shoulder. I can't tell what it is. It might be some painted rocks. Maybe someone can tell us in the comments. Rotating the Google Earth picture helps to line up the geography to the shot. Shots D and E are in a different valley, and I will come back to them. I can't tell where shot F was filmed. Shot G is a really good clip because it is over 6 seconds long, and there are some good details to pick out. Shot G is in the south part of the area. Maverick is going west over Kingston Canyon Road, just west of the Kingston Airport. The first recognizable spot is this Y-shaped intersection that you can see over his left shoulder. Very quickly after that, you can see some objects below his left wing. That is the Kingston campground. Maverick then makes a left bank, right bank, and then another left bank, and ends up over this turnaround in the road. Because this clip is 6.28 seconds long with some good reference points, I was able to measure the distance on Google Earth and came up with some analysis of Maverick's ground speed. Given a distance of 1.11 statute miles or 0.97 nautical miles from the Y intersection to the turnaround, I came up with a ground speed of 636 miles per hour or 550 knots. It is possible they sped up the video to make it look a bit faster than it was. Leave a comment to let me know what you think. Going back to shots D and E, they are over the Kingston Canyon Road as well. Shot D is right over the campground, and shot E is coming up Kingston Canyon Road east of the campground. What is unique about shot E is that you can see the shadows of the telephone poles on the Kingston Canyon Road. Shot H takes us to a new location by the abandoned mine northwest of the North Toby Peak. Maverick makes a run down the valley to the east of the mine and makes a right turn to the southwest. As they come around the corner, you can see a unique heart-shaped intersection. By rotating the sample picture, you can align the features better. Here you can see the same Y in the road, and here you can see the same row of trees. As a bonus shot, here is Scotty and me coming across that same spot in the F-14. Shots I through P are fast-paced, short clips with not a lot of detail to determine where they were. I was able to figure out the location of shot Q. It helps if you turn the shot upside down. Shot Q is probably a continuation of the run from shot H as they proceed southwest of the mine. They make a ridge crossing at the end of the valley. This is the ridge in the foreground. This is a unique spot on the top of the ridge. This is also a unique clump of trees on the slope of the hill, and most recognizable is the graded rows on the side of the hill with a drainage ditch in the middle. They sit just below this V-shaped cutout in the hill. Shot R is Maverick approaching Groves Lake on Kingston Canyon Road, heading southeast. As he makes the left turn around the corner, you can see the lake come into view. Groves Lake is used in many shots in the movie. Coyote, Phoenix, and Rooster flew over the lake. And here's a great external shot of two jets flying over the lake. Shot S is an unknown external shot, and then shot T is a rear view of Maverick approaching the lake. You can see the marshy area over his left shoulder. Shots U and V are quick external shots, and then we get shot W, which is quick, but I could determine that it was the same turnaround spot that Maverick flew over in shot G, just going the other way. Notice in shot W, the sun is in Maverick's face as he heads east, and in shot G, it is behind him because he's heading west. Shot X is another pre-lake shot. You can see the same parking lot in these comparison stills. And actually, if you put shot X just before shot R, you can see it's the same run, just edited to be out of sequence. As a bonus shot, here is Scotty and me running up to the lake in the F-14. Shots Y, Z, and Z1 are all running east over the campground. And at the end of shot Z1, you can see the spot that I compared in the thumbnail. This is another Y intersection to the east of the campground that you see over Maverick's left shoulder. Here is Scotty and me making that same run. I rotated my camera to view backwards as we flew over the campground, so it is shaky and there is some digital distortion, but I was able to capture a clean frame to compare it to Maverick. Shot Z2 and Z3 are running down the road towards the Kingston Airport. Z4 is an external shot, and then it goes back to the salt flat of Bravo 20 and the target area of Bravo 17. So there we have it, an unnecessary overanalysis of the flying scenes of Top Gun Maverick. Thanks for watching.